Another battle between David and Goliath right here. We've got Tuloy FC and Taguig FC as we are bringing to you match number 45 right here in the 2025-2026 Philippines Football League season. Will Tuloy upset the seasoned Taguig? We'll find out, of course, right here. We'll have 90 minutes to determine that. A big thank you for joining us on the Facebook and YouTube pages of the PFL. As always, this is Clara Manzano alongside Vin Colado, and our weather with humidity skyrocketing after we did get to witness some rains in the first game. Some interesting challenges right here, Vinny.
Yeah, happy to be here, Claro, and I'm just really excited to see our match at hand. I'm expecting two really refreshed teams tonight. I mean, both squads had a break, so with the international break, and a couple of suspensions with the matches. But again, we'd expect a very refreshed squad here. And you do have Tuloy FC who would want to maintain that energy. I mean, they did have their last game last month against Dynamic Herb Cebu, wherein they lost 4-0. Pero definitely gusto nila bumawi, Claro.
Tuloy FC pretty much rested for like a month already. Will it going to be rust, or are they going to be rested? No, we'll find out. Sometimes you'll see a team coming off a long break, they're gonna be rested.
Definitely.
They're gonna show that. Sometimes they're gonna show the rust. So there's no guaranteed answer right here when you talk about that squad of theirs. But here is that form for them as of late for Tuloy FC. And you could say it's been a tough stretch, but let's say it again. They've become a favorite right here from or within the Philippine football community with that very interesting style of play.
Despite their results, as you mentioned, they are a young and very hungry team. And honestly, one of the most entertaining squads in the league, the way they create chances against big teams like Manila Digger or Aguilas. And it's really exciting to see what they have for our performance here against their opponents.
And there was that rough patch that we were mentioning because with Tuloy FC, after they got that victory over Garelli, it's been 4 losses as of late. But they are playing against championship round hopefuls already. But let's take a look at this team right here for them, of course. And as expected, it's that trademark Tuloy setup in a 4-4-2.
Definitely. Actually, the head coach here has his preferred first 11. You do have your usual suspects. You have Antilio between the sticks, Grizola, Saud, De Gracia, Oracoy, and back 4, Saud, Gamboa, Nunez, and Diaz in the midfield, and Halike and Lupango. Again, these are the usual players that the team has been having for this season.
Tuloy, as we know, these boys are just part of that program of theirs, so they have a very similar background, but they have that brotherhood, we could say, in chemistry without a doubt. Harry Nunez, also known as Naughty, the player to look out for because he will be squaring off with some kuyas in Philippine football. We say kuyas because these are players like him who have racked up stints or caps with the national team. And if they want to win, Naughty Nunez is going to have to get past them. We will preview that later on with Taguig because he's essentially their heart and soul. He's the captain, he's the engine. And if he plays well, they could go places. But if there's the struggles, you see him, of course, one of those players who'd give them that lift, we could say. And it's always important given that, but we will take it first to our coach interview for Tuloy FC.
First of all, yung expectation namin, this game against Taguig, siguro napakahirap. So very tough. Then yung expectation ko naman para sa team namin, kasi last week wala kaming game against Army, so nakapag-prepare naman kami na maayos. Sana ma-execute lang na maayos ng mga player yon during sa game na to. Yun lang po. Thank you.
That's right. Tuloy FC and Army were actually supposed to play, but given the unfortunate typhoons, of course, and flooding, Army were actually deployed to help out in the areas that were affected. But with us wrapping up Tuloy FC, let's take it to Taguig, who are the juggernauts right here. They are well inside the race to the top 6 and are well inside the top 3 even more. So there's that comfort. And Vinny, here's a key if we could oversimplify things in this game.
One Taguig FC, they have been a powerhouse, Clara. I mean, for this game, they definitely will take lead on paper. They are the favorites. Throughout the season, you could really see that they're well organized, stacked with experience with the players that they have, and it shows with the performances they've had. Again, they are coming off a 2-week rest from the international break and the matches we've had. But actually, their last match was a 9-0 win against Mendiola. So they definitely have their shooting boots against Tuloy.
And what more, of course, One Taguig got that rest with international break, and Tuloy even got even more weeks to rest under their belt, and they are on a roll as of late after falling to Manila Digger. As you see, now 4 straight wins, and they are just clicking on all cylinders. It's got to be special, right, when you have that going for your team. And here is the lineup of theirs.
Definitely, you have your lineup here for One Taguig in their 4-2-3-1 formation, and a very solid first 11 here for One Taguig FC. You do have the keeper who's actually in exceptional form. He has 4 clean sheets, Chupic. Between the sticks, and you have Sato, Ham, Akoto, and Bias in back 4. Oma and Hartman down in the middle, very strong midfield. And attacking third, very dangerous as well. You have Hiraishi, Agmeyang, Aldiger, and Patrick Reichel up top.
And we remember actually that Naoto Hiraishi did bid goodbye to the PFL, and I was shocked come match day or opening day months back when you saw him, because he's a massive addition to this team of theirs that is strong in every position. But with that, of course, we'll highlight some things. If there's Naughty Nunez and there's Mark Hartman right here, 2 central midfielders. Hartman can actually play anywhere in the midfield and attack, but with the way he plays, how do you expect him to influence the game?
Mark Hartman down in that midfield. They do say games are won and lost in the midfield, and Mark Hartman is a crucial component in this team. He's calm, he's composed, and I've seen him play. He distributes well, so definitely a very important player down in the midfield for One Taguig.
And with that, of course, Naughty Nunez will have to square off with Kuya Mark Hartman, or maybe Tito, as some would already say, given his experience. As we've said, Hartman, similar to the likes of Naughty Nunez, just a joy to watch with their technical ability. So it will be pretty much who will be able to outplay the other, and this is going to be a treat, we will say, with their spectacular individual ability and confidence with the ball. But there you go, Mark Hartman, of course, and we are going to take it in a bit to our coach interview to give us even more with what's been going on behind this One Taguig team, and because they've been going on all cylinders, as we've mentioned.
We have to take some time to give some respect and admiration to a team like Tuloy, who are a lot of young players, and they've got a way of playing that I respect. They're playing really good football. They're doing a good job. At times they cause a lot of problems, and of course at times they're learning things too. But you can see that they're doing well. From our perspective, we are a team that needs to be proud about what we do, because football is about facts, and the facts are we've only conceded 2 goals, so we've got the best defensive record in the league. We've got the second best offensive record in the league, which could change. We've dropped the fewest points in the league, and league tables don't lie. So consistently, I feel like we're the best team in the league consistently, and we have to keep going out and showing that week after week, and tonight's no different. We respect Tuloy. I like the way they go about things, but it won't get in the way of our ambition to win.
There you go, Scott Cooper. And Boss Dan Palami himself did say he is going to continue with the team as the technical advisor, because we saw the announcement, right, that he will be pursuing a coaching role also overseas. And that speaks of the quality that you have right here with One Taguig. They have so many players, coaches with international experience. But we are eventually going to take it down to the ground with our pre-match walk-in. And first, of course, we'll take a short break. we'll take it, of course, right here to our toss coin and our respective team captains and our match officials. Raymar de los Santos po ay ang referee natin at kanyang mga assistants ay sila Ryan Colores at Aldos Mirafuentes. Ang fourth official ay si Paul Galicia, ang referee assessor ay si Alan Martinez at ang match commissioner po natin is Miss Cristina Ramos. Our team captains though pictured, we've got Harry Noti Nunez and Daisuke Sato. Sato also one of the tenured players with experience with the national team and the look to give these young guns with a massive test. We are away or moments away from kickoff, and it's always that special feeling, Vinny. There's that ultra focus from our teams as we have our starting lineups.
Yes, we do have Tuloy FC again. They have their very standard first 11. We're excited to see the possession type of play. Again, throughout the season, they've always had this certain type of play despite the high pressure. Kahit sino pa kalaban nila, they always try to play possession, try to play it quick as well. So we'll see how they'll do this against Taguig.
And it is over this time around to the 4-2-3-1 of theirs right here. Plenty of veterans, as we know.
Yes, a lot of veterans. And actually, something to share, Taguig has a very, very deep squad. They rotate a lot of players. They have very veteran and international players bringing it into this team for Taguig.
We're just moments away, of course, from getting this game underway. It'll start at 7 p.m. on the dot. Taguig in their all-white uniforms. And Tuloy FC in all blue. And the thing here is that as much as Tuloy want to play possession, that is actually the same case with Taguig. So both squads will look to deprive one another of possession a little more, or a high level, you could say, of Agawan Buko.
And we are starting already real quick. And both.
And it's Tuloy building up from the back now. It's Taguig behind the ball. Tuloy playing from left to right. Taguig from right to left. It's the start of the game, and how do you just grow into this one? You just can't expect to go full throttle from the get-go.
I mean, definitely, you do have to warm up a bit, make sure to keep the ball, stay calm. But we already see here a long ball already from Tuloy player, bringing the ball up.
You see Taguig trying to keep that back line a little bit high. Tuloy, not afraid when it comes to coming up with combinations here and there. Because if Naoto Hiraishi were facing any other team, they would have cleared that already. And you saw the confidence of De Gracia of playing it to a teammate. And as you saw, Denmark Orakway could not keep it in. It will go the way of Taguig. Now, of course, you playing yourself in the UAB back in your high school days. Perhaps that was already long ago or not so long. You have that knowledge of the game right here. How do you see a 4-4-2 squaring off with this 4-2-3-1?
Very interesting for a 4-4-2 formation. I think they really like to keep it compact as much as possible. But for the opposing team, they'd really want to move it forward, make sure to control the game, keep possession. And this is something we'll see if it will execute well for both teams with their respective formations.
Now Hartman knocked this one back. You can also expect maybe a game of attrition as both teams will try to wear one another down. As Daisuke Sato gets it to Naoto Hiraishi. And Patrick Reichelt, fresh from his national team stint, not as a player, because we are aware that he retired, but he is now an assistant team manager. And he did say, of course, the heat in Maldives was actually quite a challenge for them there, as Ham gave it over to his center-back partner in Akoto. They're getting up cautiously now. Hartman is just drifting over to the right side also because Oli Bias is up ahead. And can they come up with something here? But it's no good. But take us through what went on.
That was a fast play there from Agiemang, just bringing it forward. And this is definitely going to be a problem for the Tuloy defense. We do see one Taguig, very mature players, physically bigger, physically faster. So we'll definitely see a very positive play here from one Taguig.
Take it quickly, it's an outswinger. Daisuke's header is off. But with that, you're Tuloy FC. You're a much shorter team. How do you stop a team that's like a head or half a head taller than you?
As much as possible, you do want to keep the ball. I mean, despite it being difficult, as you can see here, one Taguig just pressing really high.
Auto buries it right here. And that's the opener very early. You could say it's just what the doctor ordered. And that's how you take the pace of the game or the momentum your way immediately.
I mean, that was a very high pressure from one Taguig, and they made it count. They took advantage of that. Tuloy FC, they do like possession, but in these moments when they do lose possession, it becomes very dangerous for them. And you have it 1-0. One Taguig leading in the early minutes of the match.
Although Reichelt was not able to meet that ball, you can see he pushed the back line down. Now to essentially a trailer, buried it there. There's also a number of Japanese connections right here because you have Daisuke Sato. Let's remember, he is Filipino, but he also has Japanese roots. You have Sooma, Naoto Hiraishi, just to name a few. Over to the keeper now, Milos Kupic. Andres Aldeguer. The flag is raised here. Seemed like that was offside. And Aldeguer continuing to excel on that right wing of theirs because he's really more of a natural striker.
I mean, Aldeguer, as you can see in his previous matches, he's always waiting for that through pass, that through ball. A very pacey winger as well, and he'll definitely use that to his advantage against Tuloy today.
I remember in his youth national team days when they were still the Ascals development team, he'd actually get into races or foot races with Stefan Schrock. It's nice, of course. You're just having a running race with a Bundesliga player. And Aldeguer did get to keep up, of course, with Kuya Shraki.
It's great to see. I mean, foot races, that's something we'd love to see here in the PFL. Just really chasing for the ball, going for that 50-50.
Work rate. Can you smell the difference sometimes? As Patrick Reichelt could not meet this. But Daisuke Sato is mounting the pressure. Stephen Halm, one of the most excellent players in the air. Hartman. Aldeguer. There's the option also to get it to Oli Bias. Hartman doing his thing right here. Sato was offside, as you saw. That's the Denmark Orakoy. And Oma recovers it. Stephen Halm will try to shift direction. Goes the way right here though of So Oma. That's the thing there, Justin Opama showing that fight of Tuloy. Because when one player loses the ball, when they're in possession and build up, they have each other's back. They start pressing and they're going to overwhelm you. But Tuloy being left uncomfortable. So how do you play in a match like that? We'll find out. I'm sure, of course, you've been in David and Goliath-like situations where you're facing a much stronger team. So how do you execute your game plan in a tough situation like that? As this was unable to connect.
You do have to be compact defensively. I mean, one Taguig, it's expected for them to keep control, but have a very high pressure on the team. So as much as possible, we want to keep the ball, play on the counters. You can see here, play snappy, play quick, and that definitely should be the game plan for Tuloy.
Here we come now, a chance on the counter. Another shot, it just sails over. We had a prime vantage point to witness that attempt from Agiemang.
And this has been actually the recurring theme of this game. Tuloy trying to keep possession of the ball. But as you can see there, Agiemang took the ball, nicked it away from a Tuloy player, played the counter, and had a shot there. So something to look out for Tuloy.
One Taguig just gets it, giving Tuloy FC a taste of their own medicine. Reichel to Aldeguer. Couldn't take it. A foul against Andres right here, though. As we have one of the boys down. And it's Rocky Grizola. I believe he got swiped while Andres was trying to swing and launch that shot on target. Andres was just going in the motions of trying to put that shot up.
You can see here Grizola making sure he covered his body with the ball as Aldeguer was ready to take a shot. So good defensive work there from the Tuloy player, earning his team possession of the ball.
A bit of a stoppage right here. But Taguig leads again early on thanks to Naoto Hiraishi. It's also got to hurt for Tuloy because if this went goalless, and the longer that this actually went goalless in theory, it would have favored them.
I've seen a couple of games for Tuloy where the first half it's been 0-0 and they took control of the game as much as possible. But having conceded a goal in the early 3 to 5 minutes of the game will definitely rattle them a bit. But I've seen these Tuloy players play all the 90. The game plan is still there, keep possession. But definitely not a favorable thing to happen for them to concede in the early moments of the game.
And Chupic over on the other side, it's definitely been Michael Antilo Jr. as the busier goalkeeper. And I will say Antilo Jr. will also have to work double time given he is undersized. But that's the Tuloy mentality, as we know. They just put in the work right there. Rocky Grizola is being helped off the pitch. Tuloy will be down to 10 players temporarily. But when you look at the standings, yes, Taguig do not top the table, but they have matches on hand. And in theory, if they could get maximum points, they'll top things. So, given that, they can actually dictate the table. Knocked back by De Gracia. How do you stay calm in a situation like this, Vinny? You're trying to build up from the back, and you only have national team players who are breathing down your necks. Yeah, I'm saying it to compliment them, of course.
It's crazy, their mentality, Tuloy FC. Despite actually being 10 players down, they have trying to keep possession of the ball.
Even that, of course, Lopango is trying to put the fight to Taisuke Sato. Yan yung maganda. Di sila takot kahit kay Sato. We say that because Taisuke Sato is just on a different level when it comes to intensity and also veteran wits, veteran moves. Foot race now, Patrick Reichel. Can he put this away? Oh, interesting. Referee Raymar De Los Santos says, get up. That is the very goalkeeper box where he actually won the penalty, though. Where a Phil Young husband scored his 50th international goal. Many years later, 7 years later, as he is now the assistant team manager of the national team and back playing club football. Walang penalty daw. Bias. Interesting there, no call. Yeah, but as you see, this is justifying the aggression of Taguig so far in this game.
I mean, that is expected of them. They press really high. They want to win the ball as early as possible, then keep possession later on. But they're definitely gonna tire out Tuloy FC. As you have them playing very calm.
Hartman. Bias was trying to cut inside. Got dispossessed. Nunez. Here they come now. They're trying to stretch that 4-2-3-1 or that defense of Taguig. Uncharacteristic from the Tuloy boys. They could not get it to Cyril South, also known as Pato. Stephen Halm. Over to Sato. Now to opening up to the left wing. Hiraishi. He's got J-League experience in that system of theirs. They have 3 different tiers, as we know. And Andres Aldeguer gets a throw in for them. A chance to cross it in. Oh, takes a bit of a hit here. Free kick.
Free kick here, Aldeguer. A great movement there. The right-hand side corner. An opportunity here actually for Taguig.
This is essentially like a corner kick, but the angle a bit higher, you will say.
But it's definitely favorable for them. I mean, they do have taller players, Taguig against Tuloy FC. So we'll see if they'll get an opportunity here.
A Hartman quality ball dealt with by the defense. Diaz will carry it on. There's a bit of that chaos coming off the set piece. Antila Jr. couldn't reach it. Oh, Rachel couldn't go for the spectacular. And if we got to pull that off, matik na sa highlights natin yan.
An acrobatic shot there from Rachel. Unfortunately, couldn't connect.
Kids, don't try that at home, of course. Maybe as you get more experience. And Rachel, definitely one of those high-level pros. And secured by Agiemang. He's dropped back. Hartman, just when he thought he was going to boot it left, opts to bring it right. Aldeguer taking on Grizola. Sato got to secure, but it's over to the left. It's his turn now. Casually whipped in, chested by Reichel. Takes it and makes it. Taguig doubled their lead. A dream start, they're in control.
You could see Taguig very high up in the pitch. Onslaught of crosses, a lot of bodies in that box. And Patrick Reichel took advantage of that. Calmly slots it in for his team, 2-0 against Tuloy FC. Great cross there from Hiraishi. Antilio tried to punch that out, and this is the goal here. Sato bring it in the middle. And great find there, surfing it to Patrick Reichel, and he just took the shot well.
Goal for Taguig FC by player number 29, Patrick Reichel.
Well, you see the intention. There's that sense of urgency, the intensity from Tuloy, even if they are down 2-0 in the 15th minute. Well, Hiraishi has space to operate, waits for numbers, going to show us his skill set. But stop, because you got to see that there was a man in the way. You got to credit Cyrus Gamboa. He's playing central midfield. He dropped back to help his back four.
I mean, as a midfielder, I think honestly one of the tiring roles out there. You have to go up and down, support your defense, make sure you control it down in the midfield, feed it up forward. Definitely a difficult position to play in. But Cyrus Gamboa, great job for going back.
You see, Raisha wants another one, of course. Try to go for it. Naoto, our first goal scorer in this game. That goal, actually, Patrick Reichel, is his 6th of the season. You see this opening up just a bit. That gap in the midfield and defense for Tuloy FC. It's being driven now by Kuya Saud. There's the connection with the brothers. Always different when you play with brothers or against them. Of course, you want to have them on your side. They'll cycle it. De Gracia playing center back instead of his usual fullback. De Gracia winning that with his positioning. They'll get it to their captain. Saud. I apologize. I don't think it was the Saud brothers earlier on the left, because Pato Saud shifted from the left and is now on the right side. Very frequent. You see wingers swap spots during games.
Definitely, they definitely analyze the game while it's happening. So they're trying to place those wingers where they'll perform best.
Ham to knock it back. Chupic. Confident here, gets it to Daisuke. The stop there, De Gracia. He controlled that, also had some athleticism. Just when he thought that was gifted to Hartman. The effort, and they get to win it once more, courtesy of Diaz. This is what we're talking about, Vinny. Now it's Tuloy taking possession. But one Taguig will gladly sit in the midfield given the scoreline, and they could just unleash on the counter with a snap of a finger.
Definitely, you could see it here. They're timing their pressure, one Taguig. If there's one miscontrol, one mispass from the Tuloy players, they'll capitalize on that and counter. But a great piece of passing here for the men in blue.
Halike gets it back from Urakoy. Playing a bit of that total football, also switching positions. Flag is raised here though, as it is offside. Just going back, of course, our goal scorers for this evening so far. We got Naoto Hiraishi and Patrick Reichelt. We did say that it's number 6 for Reichelt in this season so far. He also has 2 assists in this tournament. Naoto Hiraishi though back his 5th goal of the season. You're catching this one again on the Philippines Football League social media pages. One Taguig in white, Tuloy FC in all blue. It is Taguig now with his 2-0 lead, playing from right to left, trying to launch this one. Tuloy playing from left to right on defense. We'd like to remind you that Sports Stripe is the official match ball of the Philippines Football League. While you're at it, don't you also forget, we have the ongoing FIFA Futsal Women's World Cup. Head to fifa.com/tickets. The Filipino 5 will be playing tomorrow actually, and will look to bounce back against Morocco. Great, of course, Vinny. A lot of football right here. The sport has really grown by leaps and bounds.
Definitely. We are treated with a lot of football matches, and actually I'll be watching the one tomorrow, so do support them. The FIFA Futsal, the women's team. Very interesting watch as well. But a chance here.
Well, thank you for offering the ticket, which you did not offer. But here comes Lupango. Steps on the brakes, trying to blow by the defender, shifting left and right. Shot taken, shy of the back post. Talk about the skill, talk about the confidence. Should he have passed it to an opponent, or was that the right move?
Personally, I think that was the right move. He had the space. A lot of defenders were on him. So it was a good opportunity to strike. And this is what Tuloy is good at. Playing fast in the middle, playing on the counter. So something one Taguig should definitely look out for.
Agiemang. This is that teamwork of Tuloy which we were talking about. They press together. If it's not with them, Agiemang, he don't say quick work here. He really had to work doubly hard. And Aldeguer, not so sure if he's trying to go for the shot or the cross. Well, you'll take whatever result there if it is successful, I will assume. I think you would know if that was a shot or a cross. You played fullback when you were in high school.
I think it was more of a, more of a cross, looking for a Guillemang down in the middle. But you have here Tuloy on the other side. Ball's played fast.
Pato, rather, Saud, did run into a brick wall. Agiemang. Now to Hiraishi. Loads of space here, as if it were a Sunday morning. Cutting inside, trying to get it to Daisuke. And Oma will knock it back to Chupic. It seems that they are just trying to stretch the opposing defense. Is that right? When you knock it back to your keeper in a situation like that.
Yeah, they definitely want to recycle the play. But you have to applaud for Sato running all the way for the overlap with the left back. And this is something you'd see with one Taguig. Their fullbacks, their side backs, moving forward, adding more bodies in the attacking third.
And that's the thing with Daisuke Sato, playing that fullback position. Now, oftentimes you'll see central midfielders control the game, or a winger. This guy can do it at fullback. Talk about the level right here.
That is Sato for you. I've seen him go all the way up into the pitch, contribute in the attacking third. He can pass, he can cross, and he can also score goals too.
Siya ba idol mo when you're playing fullback?
Honestly, yes, back when he was playing in the...
Oh, there you go. Welcome to the full circle moment. Chested here, Agiemang. You could hear the power from that ball here. Noti Nunez. Oh, Daisuke Sato stepping on the throttle. Stephen Hum too getting off his line. And confidently, as you see. You don't say it's one Taguig playing with fire. They're just repaying the favor to Tuloy FC. It's my turn, your turn here. You love it. The intensity.
I mean, walang magpapatalo for both teams here in the pitch. Very physical. And an opportunity here at the right side for Vod Tuloy.
And Aldeguer whipped it in. Rattled off a Tuloy player. Vias clever. Reichelt. Oh, gets denied. Now the follow-up. Oh, doesn't bury it. Oh, come to think of it, that's still in play. Simply had no angle.
That was a very tight angle for Hiraishi.
Reichelt once more. De Gracia. A bit of a frantic pace right here. Tuloy trying to build up. Vod Tuloy winning it in a prime area. They're just launching shots. They're bombarding Michael Antilo Jr.
That has been the story. Tuloy FC trying to keep possession, bring the ball higher, but Vod Tuloy just pressing all the time. Here the shot from Hiraishi, very tight angle, so difficult to put that one in.
He's been utilizing every ounce of his J3 league experience. Header from Agemang. Now to Hiraishi, bags his brace in the 24th. There you go.
Great cross there from Vod Tuloy player. A lot of bodies in the box. Luckily, it finds Hiraishi and just slots it in the bottom left corner. 3-0. Vod Tuloy calmly leading and dominating in this game.
I believe it came off of Stephen Halm and went over to now to Hiraishi. But what a quality delivery from Mark Hartman.
Sobrang sakto. The ball to Hiraishi. All he had to do was kick it in.
And as we got to double check with that replay, it was Agemang who did assist that one of Naoto. We are sure Naoto Hiraishi's family is enjoying this. His parents actually did fly in last calendar year to support him. And as we just wrap this one up, Vod Tuloy winning it right away.
I mean, it's been 25 minutes. They've been putting the crosses in, pressing really high, keeping possession, and yeah, their performance has been really great, especially in the attacking third. I mean, with quality players, Hartman, Aldeguer, Patrick Reichel, of course, who has had an impressive performance.
Olibias to Agemang. Over the bar again here.
A lot of opportunities for the men in white. And I think they'd say the floodgates has been opened, Claro.
I'm so speechless from that rocket, actually, even if it was off target. You can see the power behind that and the control. While we're at it, also do give us a follow on TikTok _VRPFL_. Back to Antilo Jr. Naughty. Over to Kuya Saut. Bringing it down the left. They're trying to use this, but Vod Tuloy getting behind the ball quickly. Intercepted by Olibias. He'll get up slowly but surely. He was outnumbered on his side. They'll give it to Hartman. Let's remember again, it's Hartman versus Nunez. How do you grade the way these two players are doing?
I mean, these two players, very important for their respective teams in the midfield. Of course, you have Hartman, a much bigger and taller player against Nunez. But take nothing away from Nunez. He has been that key figure for Tuloy FC in controlling the tempo of the game. Very interesting matchup. The two midfielders.
Now to playing it, Daisuke Sato! But from our spot, you saw, not inches, centimeters just off. Sato wants that one back for sure.
You can see Sato is eager to get his name on the goal sheet moving forward, getting that shot in. Onti na lang, tatama na yun sa post. But good try from the left back.
Agemang. Aldeguer. Hartman. Delivering it. Sato. Want to send it to the middle. Oh, and you could confirm right there that it is a goal. Let's remember, it does not have to hit the back of the net. It has to cross the line. That's exactly what Daisuke Sato managed to do. Gets to slip it past the Tuloy defense.
What a connection there from Hartman and Sato. I mean, again, we've mentioned Hartman, a very important player in the midfield. Just looks for Sato's run in the left side. Sato, luckily, went through the legs of the keeper, Antio. So it is 4-0, One Taguig leading. And it's not a good look for the Tuloy players here.
The online records tell us that this is Sato's first of the season, but he already has 2 assists. Something, of course, he is well capable of doing also with Daisuke Sato. Here comes John Lloyd Halike. And now got to send it to the back to Sato. Daisuke Sato all over the place. Scores a goal. Next thing you know, you hear he is coming up with a cross, with a timely clearance rather. Almost at the 30-minute mark already. And how do you explain this dominance of One Taguig, and how is Tuloy reacting?
I mean, One Taguig, they have veteran players. We'll come back to that. There was a cross from Aldegar. He's looking for a player in the box.
Over to the other side with Hiraishi, Agyemang. Not everyday wingers connect like that, as we know. Hartman, he just gets it into that sweet spot where it's too far for the keeper. Pero sakto para sa attacker. Olivia is going to get it to Oma. John Lloyd Halike trying to shift lanes. Sato winning it, playing his magic. Gets fouled here, and it's a free kick in a prime spot. We are seeing a booking. There you go. Seems like this is against Harin de Gracia.
You can see here the involvement of Sato. Again, you did say he's all over the place. You see him in the middle of the pitch, moving forward. He earns a free kick for his team in a dangerous spot as well. And this is definitely shooting distance, Claro.
And Daisuke Sato giving them a lesson or two here when you refer to Tuloy FC. No points for guessing who is going to take this, because it is going to be Mark Hartman. It seems like we also have some friends who are at the game. They appear to be members of Thailand's futsal delegation. Then again, because we have the FIFA Futsal Women's World Cup taking place right here. It's actually at Phil Sports in Pasig. Also, we've got members of the TSL Football Foundation. They do support Tuloy FC. Here comes Hartman. But perhaps it doesn't go his way.
Hartman was trying to curl that in the top right corner. I think it was too strong of a shot. Past the crossbar there. Good try nonetheless.
But One Taguig lead Tuloy 4-0. It's been a masterclass. Hiraishi leads the way with a brace. Reichelt and Sato also with goals of their own. Seidel South was outnumbered in the middle. Tulong din daw dito si Diaz. Same with John Lloyd Halike. Halike is up top, but given that they are struggling in squaring off with that central midfield, bumababa si John Lloyd Halike kahit striker siya.
Definitely something you need as a team. I mean, you have attacking players who will help out the defense, especially when they're outnumbered.
We've been saying it. That's Daisuke Sato with the veteran moves. Halm gave it over to Akoto. Oli Bias. Reichelt just blowing by. Only has Hiraishi for support. There's no problem there, of course, with Naoto's quality. Sending it and stopped by De Gracia. But Agyemang was lurking there along with Andres Aldeguer. Looks like we have a change also right here for Coach Camp Talam. Capistrano will enter early on. Not often you see substitutions being made very early.
This definitely might be a tactical change for Tuloy, but you could see here the opportunity from One Taguig. Hiraishi trying to cross that, put in the middle of the box for someone to take a shot on. But great defensive work from Tuloy. But it is a corner kick here for One Taguig.
Rocky Grizola just stepped off for Gian Capistrano. It's a like-for-like change with defenders being swept up. Foul here, according to referee Raymar de los Santos. That's why it will be resumed by Tuloy at the back.
Antilo, despite being smaller compared to the taller Taguig players, was brave to punch that one out.
Confirmation of our sub once more right here. Just see Akoto sorting out his laces. Still 12 minutes remaining in the first half. Plenty of football. Taguig again doing the talking with the scoreboard. Tuloy with a 4-game losing streak. Again, they defeated Garelli 3-0 and then fell to top-ranked teams with Stallion, Digger, Aguila, Cebu. Well, the thing here is they're also able to score goals in games where they lose. You have to credit their technical ability, right? And their never-say-die attitude. Capistrano, first touches in the game, trying to get involved now, trying to warm up and get a feel for it. A bit of the hold, and there's a whistle.
That was really aggressive from Sato, not allowing his opponent to control the ball, adding a lot of pressure, something you want as a defender, not giving any chance for your opposing opponent to look up and give a proper pass.
Taguig gunning for their 5th consecutive win. To add to that, of course, nothing beats a clean sheet with a win. I'm sure we could ask Milos Šupić.
I mean, Šupić has had an impressive game throughout this season. He has 4 clean sheets into his name, and you definitely want another with this game.
And that's their language when you speak to goalkeepers. Clean sheets. Antilo Jr. That's just the case, of course, when you look at guys like Patrick Reichelt, now to Ishi, Andres Aldeguer. They speak goals. That's just the case with guys like John Lloyd Halike. Stephen Halm getting it to them in an advanced position, no good. And in these situations where you see Tuloy FC with the ball, they're uncomfortable. As much as we mentioned, right, that teams oftentimes control the game when they have the ball. And as we mentioned, some members from Thailand's futsal delegation from the looks of it. They are catching the action at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. But it may seem ironic, though, that Tuloy not in control when they do have the ball in short spurts.
I mean, as much as they want to stick to their game plan and keeping possession, Taguig's high pressure stopping them from doing that game plan.
Naoto slowing it down. Agiemang taking on 2 defenders, you could say. Nunez, no choice but to pass back to Michael Antilo Jr. You also have to applaud Antilo Jr. It's not that he's being forced to, or sorry, let's just retract that thought, of course. But he handles the ball, and there's no one to back him up anymore. But the game is really involved, right? With the way goalkeepers get involved and have to handle the ball with their feet.
I mean, Antilo Jr., with the play that they have Tuloy, not only does he need his hands to keep this from saving, he also needs to pass the ball really well, as they want that possessive type of game.
Sato clears it out. And Tuloy getting it in now. Testing the defense a bit. You haven't really seen much of this actually from Tuloy FC. Are they going to grow into this game? But there's the probing run from Andres Aldeguer. It goes Patrick Reichelt's way. He's got Gamboa breathing down his neck. Antilo Jr. to beat. And Patrick Reichelt gets it. It's a brace for him now. A commanding first half right here for Taguig.
What a move there from Patrick Reichel. As expected, using his pace to his advantage, outrunning Tuloy's defense. And again, you could see here how Tuloy FC lost the ball in the middle of the park, and it allowed Taguig to catch them out on the counter. And Patrick Reichel took that opportunity. Another goal for him.
Patrick Reichel tormenting Philippines Football League backlines once more. We say that because it's not his first stint in the league, as we know. He did get to play also in the different leagues around Asia, and particularly in Southeast Asia, with stints in Malaysia and Thailand. Lubango, Naoto, Halike. Naoto here issue with 2 goals now, as is the case with Patrick Reichelt, and Daisuke Sato with one of his own. A big thank you again for joining us right here on the Philippines Football League's YouTube and Facebook page. Claro Manzano here alongside Vin Colado. We got to witness 3 clean sheets yesterday. That's actually in all games where there's a clean sheet. Not the case today or in the first game, because Aguilas did concede. Taguig would like to join that company, of course, in this weekend when it comes to the Clean Sheets Club. Throw in now, 6 minutes remaining. Do you expect Taguig to just stay the course, and what adjustments are you looking for from Tuloy FC, the team in blue?
I mean, for Taguig, all they have to do is keep the pressure on. We may see a couple of substitutions in the second half to rest some of the players. I mean, we've seen it on the pitch. They are definitely controlling the game. But for Tuloy naman, on the other hand, they have to stop conceding goals and making sure to lessen the errors. I mean, most of Taguig's goal are coming from missed passes from Tuloy players.
Errors forced by this. You see, crazy Taguig effort. But high level, you could say, top quality. And I'm not even doing justice by saying top or high quality. That's how good they have been.
They have been. They have a lot of players in their lineup, a very, very deep bench as well. A lot of international experience. As you mentioned already, Patrick Reichel, Hartman, Sato.
Playing it through, but it didn't really work out right there for Patrick Reichelt. And even if you plug in this live scoring, you see now Taguig on top of the table. We were mentioning again with Taguig earlier, they were not on top, but they have this chance to dictate the pace of the league, given that they had matches on hand. And mathematically, as we were saying, if they pull off wins in their matches on hand in theory, essentially, they move to the top. They have the excellent numbers to show again. They've only conceded twice in this season, as mentioned in our coach interview. And now their goals, now up to 34 so far. Reichelt out to make it 35. And Agyemang just couldn't meet it.
What a move there. You have Patrick Reichel looking for Agyemang, but what a touch from De Gracia. The slide tackle to put that ball off course. But another golden opportunity for Taguig to add more to their tally.
Will Tuloy sneak one in before the halftime break? We can ask the same question. Will Taguig get one in? We say sneak one in because there's limited time remaining.
Just a couple more minutes before this half ends. But if you're Tuloy, don't want to concede any more goals. But Taguig, they're just really controlling the game. Great pass there to Hiraishi.
Naoto. Daisuke Sato. Agyemang chested it. 1 and 2 here. He will hold up play. Came off the head of Nunez. Aldeguer tracking all the way down, ensuring that they keep it. Alike picks the pocket right here of Olivias. Two former U23 national team players going at it there.
Great defensive work right there from Aldeguer. Going back to help his fellow defender, BS.
Pressure continuing to be mounted right here. Tuloy now slow it. It seems they're trying to take away some of the momentum that was picked up by Vod Tuloy. They kill off the opponent's momentum. Now they can try to get it going, but to their liking.
Definitely. But speaking of momentum, kanina nakita mo talaga si Vod Tuloy. Once they start, di sila titigil. So if you're Tuloy, wanna keep possession of the ball. But speaking of, they just lost it, an opportunity for the men in white.
So one that got to Naoto, who in turn could not connect with Agyemang. Well, Mark Hartman was there to the rescue. Sato hit it out wide. Now joining up front. Reichelt also as an option. Lovely execution. Sato. Hiraishi. Well, it was outside. It hit Diaz from what I saw, but at the end, it is last touch against Naoto.
Great play there from Vod Tuloy. You have Hartman again. He's always looking up, putting the ball forward, looking for the open man in the box. Hartman already with an assist, and want to do that again. Tried to connect with Sato. Unfortunately, it's cleared out.
Reichelt taking it through. Taking on De Gracia. It's a bottom corner save from Antilo Jr.
Patrick Reichel there, outpacing his defender. Got a shot in. But great hands there from Antilo.
Less than 20 seconds remaining now until we will get additional time confirmed from referee Paul Galicia. We'd like to remind you also we have the Minsan Football Show. That's pretty much on Wednesdays when there is a game on the weekend. We break down previous games and preview what's in store. Sometimes we give hot takes, of course. There you go, confirmed from fourth official Paul Galicia. 2 minutes. I will say that is still time to sneak in a goal if you're either side.
Kaya pa. We've seen a lot of goals in extra time.
Hartman is off of Agyemang. Mark was not happy with that effort. Halike. Aldeguer almost got it. Tuloy just cautiously getting it now the other way. The return ball. And couldn't connect here with Denmark Orakoy. It goes so Oma. Just read that well. And the ball being kicked out of play by Denmark Orakoy out of frustration.
See him pressing all the way there.
Gets a warning.
Sayang yung pressure dun from Orakoy. But definitely these players in blue frustrated, especially with the scoreline, not the way they wanted it to be. And again, this happened in their previous matchup against Dynamic Herb Cebu. They conceded goals in the early moments of the match, and that really dictates the game.
The switch there was done successfully. Aldeguer up against Orakoy. And Hartman as expected. But this one is met by Capistrano. Just remember, Capistrano did check in earlier as a sub. Aldeguer on the verge of winning this one. The option with Olivias. Only shoot. He's already inside. Friendly fire right there. Perhaps Tuloy FC will be saying thank you to Agyemang. Came from an onside position there according to our ref. And shot came off the defender. Naoto. It's just clockwork here. As there's a bit of the commentator's curse. Because it was won by Tuloy. Sato with the hustle. Cheeky footwork. Saw Oma. Olivias. One touch here, beautiful football. Hiraishi, Rachel nailed it or laid it off. Somehow they got it to Agyemang. They're working their magic, cutting it back. Perhaps they deserved the goal in that spell as Rachel wins it. But very, very easy right there for Antillo Jr.
That was a long spell for the men in white. They kept possession. A lot of bodies up front pressuring. Just couldn't convert the goal that time. Trying to sneak in. The foul has been given here.
Rachel got hit by Gambo. Gambo was trying to just go for the ball also there. Rachel tried to bring out his veteran moves and slow down that free kick, which they're hoping to take quickly. But that is the halftime whistle right here, and it is 1 Taguig, as we've mentioned, with this commanding lead with goals behind Hiraishi, Reichelt, and Sato. Halftime at the Rizal Memorial Stadium, and it has been the 1 Taguig show right here, putting in 5 goals past Tuloy FC. But you have to credit, of course, Tuloy because of the way they have been disciplined and sticking to their system. But here you go, early start again, and now to Hiraishi. Got to swing that pendulum their way from the get-go, Vinny. 45 minutes, and here's the highlights.
It's one-way traffic here for the first half. You have 1 Taguig, just onslaught of attack. And Tuloy, as much as they want to keep the game plan and keeping possession, 1 Taguig pressure is just getting onto them. You can see here the amount of crosses they've put in. Patrick Reichel's opportunities being converted. And you have your Hartman, who's had a couple of assists in this game. And Hiraishi just slotting that in from that corner kick. So 1 Taguig just really dominating this first half. A lot of attacking play here for the men in white. And this is something we'll definitely see more of in the second half. They might add just more goals into their tally. And it's always in that attacking third that 1 Taguig has. You can see here Sato, he is a defender, mind you, just moving up the pitch, contributing to the attacking play. And here's another opportunity here for Patrick Reichel on the run, who's outpacing all of the Tuloy FC players' defense. And we've seen it all throughout the game. The keeper of 1 Taguig actually has not been tested yet. While on the other hand, Antillo has been very busy between the sticks. A lot of opportunities for the men in white in the first half.
And with that, of course, the plenty of action that we have been able to witness, which we are breaking down in interesting fashion. Tuloy with 51% possession, despite of 1 Taguig just dictating this game, right? But take a look at the stats. Just 1 shot right here for Tuloy, and that wasn't on target. But there's an overwhelming number of volume, but yet quantity, or yet quality, I will say, don't you think?
Definitely. I mean, you have quality results from quality players from the 1 Taguig, especially in the attacking third. You have the likes of Reichel. You have the likes of Agyemang, Hiraishi into the fray. And they've converted 5 goals out of the 14 shots that 1 Taguig has. And this will definitely have a lot more coming into the second one. So we'll see if Tuloy can keep up with the pressure of 1 Taguig as much as possible. They do not want to concede anymore. So coming into the second half, Tuloy will be... The game plan is to be more compact defensively.
And I'd like to think Tuloy would like to keep the second half 0-0. But not the case, of course, if you are 1 Taguig. Because the likes of Mark Hartman and Oli Bias are in your way. But goal difference is a tiebreaker. Let's remind everybody, should teams be tied on points? And that thing with goal difference, it's a factor that you will feel in the end of the season where things start to go. The problem though here is if we are tied with another team on points, their goal difference is better than ours. But if you flip that and you say, it's okay if we tie because we have goal difference, we're winning on tiebreakers, that's when you start to reap the benefits.
That's why as much as possible in games like this, if you're one Taguig, you want to score as much as possible if ever there are situations like that. Goal difference sometimes make or break in the league standing.
But the thing here with one Taguig is that their players, or they get contributions from everywhere. So who do you shut down?
I mean, that is difficult, especially for Tuloy. I mean, you have the fullbacks pushing forward. You have BS, a right back all the way in the attacking third, contributing to attack with Aldiger. This is something we'll see more of in this game and the games moving forward.
Hartman sending it, and he knew that one was off. You just know it as a player, right? When something is not working out as you intended.
I mean, pagsipa mo pa lang, just a split second you'll know, and it's a mispass, a miscontrol. So Hartman, as much as you wanted to give it to Rancho down in the box, just overcooks that one.
One Taguig in all white again, as we mentioned earlier. Tuloy FC in all blue. One Taguig with this 5-0 lead and are playing from right to left. Tuloy and continuing to persevere. Oh, sorry, One Taguig is playing left to right, rather. Tuloy playing from right to left. But will there be that trademark highlight goal from Tuloy FC?
Speaking of that, Claro, I mean, despite the results, Tuloy, they've scored a lot of spectacular goals.
Exactly.
Especially the one from Manila Diggers. It was John Lloyd Halique. What a powerful shot that game.
I think there were two. There were two of those highlight goals. Yung madayo doon parang copy-paste, di ba?
Exactly.
It was so nice, they had to do it twice.
And that's something we hopefully see here as well in this matchup. I mean, Tuloy, they're not pushovers. They can flip the switch anytime, play on the counter, maybe catch One Taguig off guard. So we'll see on how that will pan out in this second half.
For the record, also Breno did check into the game. He's the man donning the number 8 jersey. Born in Salvador, of course, and he is Brazilian. And he's had experience too, not just at home, but also in Thailand. There's a long list actually of these players with experience in Thailand. But some Brazilians in Thai League experience, you could say, you know, other than Moreno. You got Gustavo Silva, who did play for Valenzuela PB Menjola in that previous game earlier today. And Maxon Dorado also. Dorado was with Stallion Laguna. Nunez, I believe that ricocheted his former youth national team teammate in Andres Aldeguer.
You can see Gamboa just running there, trying to overlap, but was stolen.
Here comes Oli Bias now. Option in the right. Naoto was able to reach on the left. They stretch the defense, anchored by De Gracia and Kuya Saud. And is this one good? Appear to hit the top of the goal frame. Our assistant referee, of course, with the angle to judge.
Great opportunity there from Bias, running all the way from defense, trying to get a goal. Unfortunately, just hits the woodwork. Now he has to track back into this defense as Tuloy has possession.
The goal frame has actually been rattled about 3 times today. Once in this game and 2 in our previous game between Aguilas and Valenzuela PB Menjola. So Pato South could not secure. And Frank Akoto just escorted this one to Milos Chupic.
Great pass there to Hiraishi on the left side.
Takes a fall in the process. Ball still in play. Referee Raymar de los Santos with no whistle there. Play to the whistle, as we know. Naughty Nunez. Earlier, Aguilas UMAC did bag a 7-1 victory over Valenzuela PB Menjola. The likes of Charles Pickering got to bag a brace. His fellow teammate also was able to do so with Isa Diallo. In our triple header yesterday, right here at the same venue, the Rizal Memorial Stadium, Stallion Laguna did bag an 8-0 win over DB Carelli United, or Don Bosco Carelli. Finn McDaniel led away with 5 goals, 1 Galiana Trujillo and Stefan Schrock, each with 2 assists. Here comes Hartman though. Clever to Nauto, keeper off his line, got to tap it away now. Antilo Jr. ran inside, or desperately got it inside that goalkeeper box.
Great pass there from Hartman. Looking for Hiraishi at the left flank. We've seen him done that a couple of times now in this match. And great pressure for the men in white.
One by Aldeguer. Bueno. No good on the turn, but going back, of course, good results yesterday. Cebu did defeat Army 5-0. 5 goals, 5 different goal scorers, and 5 different players, would you believe, also got to come up with an assist. To wrap up, of course, there was Manila Tigger defeating Kaya FC Iloilo 2-0. Those are our 2 teams actually playing at the AFC level. Kaya in the AFC Champions League 2, Manila Tigger in the AFC Challenge League. Great to see that the 3rd tier actually of AFC club competitions was brought back. With the action continuing now, it's with BS. Oh, just to add, of course, and Babukar did bag a goal and an assist in that win of Digger over defending champs Kaya.
Oh, great footwork there. The left flank just tries to cross it in. Vod Tuloy was there to clear that out.
It's just that magical touch when it comes to creativity from Brazilians.
I mean, you have the likes of Neymar. When you think about being a trickster, it's definitely in the blood, in their blood, Brazilians.
I think it's in the food they eat, I will say. Knowing their cuisine stands out very well.
Should definitely try their cuisine.
Well, Mark Hartman gave us this dangerous ball until Junior couldn't reach it, but to the relief of Tuloy FC, I'm sure they're glad that went out in their way. Taguig still want to score more.
It was an open goal. Tilio forced out in his box. Anyone could have tapped that in.
No goals yet right here in the second half.
See Taguig's high pressure, but Tuloy trying to break out of it.
You could reap some benefits if you execute a high press well. Isn't that right?
Definitely. I mean, we've seen that a couple of times here, and those high pressure from Taguig actually turn into goals as well. And an opportunity here for Taguig.
Well, now Tahira Ishii chance to cross. Reichelt is calling for it. Bueno. That's the second time he was unsuccessful in trying to receive a ball and come up with a turn. I believe there's something they're not happy about. Or maybe they're discussing amongst themselves when he referred to Taguig and how they could have done something better. Oh, Reichelt almost got that one. Naughty Nunez got it quickly to Antilo Jr.
You have to pass it fast there in the midfield. You'd expect pressure from the players in white. Good thing they got away with that, Tuloy.
That's their technical ability, because these passes, especially at the back, have to be crisp. Kung hindi, kasi magiging regalo yan dito. And someone like Patrick Reichelt up front, he's gonna put that away if you just gift the ball to him. Aldeguer sees that he has the space. That's why he brought it up. He will eventually pass it back. And to add, of course, to the different events that we have, as Rachel could not reach this, other than the FIFA Futsal Women's World Cup with the Filipina 5 set to play tomorrow, we have the Southeast Asian Games in December. Kaya FC Iloilo will also have an AFC Champions League 2 game in December 11. Cebu will play on December 3 right here. Yung Cebu sa Shopee Cup naman, which is the ASEAN Club Championship. There is the Women's Asian Cup next year, and the Philippine men's national football team will head over to Tajikistan to play in a must-win game as the Philippines are out to return to the Asian Cup after missing out in the 2023 edition.
We're in for a treat when it comes to football. A lot of matches.
As Halike forced the save here from Chupic.
Great save there, but Halike, can't believe he took that shot all the way out.
Oh, I'm used to John Lloyd Halike magic, I will say. Na-spoil na ako eh.
I mean, we've seen him very dangerous up front. You could see an example of that from that sequence.
But the thing is, yung save ni Chupic, parang dali lang eh, di ba? Seemed very easy for him given his level.
I mean, with his height, his experience, routinary save from a player like him.
Naughty Nunez will try to build up. To the left now with Gamboa. Lopango. And Patos out. Not hit while he's trying to make the turn to the back.
We are seeing a couple of passes made here from Tuloy, but not enough yet to break one Taguig's defense.
Milos Šupic, of course, the Serbian goalkeeper, just going back to our topic earlier. And he is a former Serbia U19 international. Olibias will boot this one over the top. Just goes the other way.
So both Reichel and Breno running forward, but the cross was straight to the keeper there. And it's these runs being made by Reichel, Aldiger, Iraishi that makes their attack so deadly, outpacing their the Tuloy defense.
You see actually one Taguig, even if they do not have the ball at times, they're controlling the game with their press. Because you see a ball like that, that's something that Tuloy actually does not want to play.
And they're building out their attack from that.
Reichelt will facilitate this, as whipped in here though by Akoto. And this one out and about for Naoto Hiraishi.
Great cross there from Akoto, finding Hiraishi. Unfortunately, Hiraishi just couldn't get the contact that he wanted. But another opening there for one Taguig. We do have a couple of substitutions here, as expected, for the men in white.
Yeah, with Chiro Aoki and Abdul Razak Yusuf who are entering. Andres Aldeguer and Naoto Hiraishi will step off already. And they've completed almost an hour of action right here.
I mean, tactically, they are leading this game, so they do want to rest up a couple of players. The substitution has been made for this.
Tuloy actually still with a game next week, as is the case with one Taguig. It'll be Kaya versus Tuloy on November 30. Now one Taguig will also be playing on the same day as Don Bosco Garelli.
Tough matchup for Tuloy FC playing against Kaya, one of the top teams.
Now it's one Taguig who will get to dictate or hold the ball, as we did see Tuloy try to come up with something from the back, but to no avail. Pressure from Aoki. Aoki making a run for it. And Chiro Aoki, Filipino, who was born in Marikina. but he is, or did spend his formative days in Japan. Oh, here comes Breno. Taking it. Not making it, though. And we are referring to Ichiro Aoki, of course, earlier. Spent his formative days in Japan, but he is Filipino. Similar, we could say, to Kenji Nishoka, who is that main man in the midfield of Manila Digger. As you saw that shot earlier, that was no good. And you do see now Levi Sahor entering the game. Essentially, it is Sahor who would replace Halike, even at times wherein they're chasing the game. They'd put the two of them side by side. Now, I don't say that they are waving the white flag here, because Levi Sahor has delivered some magic already in his time playing for Tuloy.
That's true. He has, I'd say, become a super sub in these games. But Tuloy, they have a very, I'd say, small squad. I mean, they always play the same 11. And I guess sometimes there's just tired legs out there for a team like Tuloy.
Harsh challenge over to Justin Lopango. Past the 15-minute mark already right here in the second half.
You can
Tuloy
see,
getting forward now.
you can see here Tuloy trying to make something with this game, maybe a consolation goal at least. And a pull there from Rachel. But a chance here, South on the left side.
He'll tread this, of course, and will get up cautiously. That's why Gamboa gave it to Nunez. And now you see options in the midfield. And there you go. Sahor try to take on Akoto. Nunez, well, Hartman trying to clamp that down with all his might. Got to delay the attack as they hit it wide. The thing here with Tuloy is that they have speed as an advantage. But One Taguig is able to compete also in that aspect, given the different players that they have here and there and are of top quality.
I mean, Tuloy has had their moments in their passing play, but One Taguig has a good job in staying compact. They do want to keep this clean sheet, especially Chupic, who already has 4 of them. Wants the 5th.
And this will be a throw-in. Reichelt took a fall. One Taguig, after all, with the luxury of managing this game, given that they lead. And in effect, as you manage the game and slow down, you can even score more at times, as the opposing side would potentially get impatient because they wouldn't have the ball.
You have One Taguig here. They did get 2 substitutions in, maybe to inject energy, especially with the introduction of Yusuf. Up top, see him pressuring Tuloy defender, and with that they earn possession. One Taguig.
Stephen Holm gave that to them now as they lob this one over. Shot taken, Antilo Jr. Didn't get it immediately, of course, but you saw you have to handle that one properly and just neutralize the trajectory of the ball.
So Yusuf there, disappointed with that one. It was a golden opportunity for him, for the substitute, to have a mark into this game. Sayang yun.
Gamboa will resume this now in the back. Back to him. But with the trajectory of this game, of course, it is an absolutely uphill task for Tuloy FC to get a goal on the board.
Yes, it looks like it. I mean, One Taguig has been solid in their back line, and it shows. I mean, this is expected of them, considering the past performance they've had. They've had a lot of clean sheets with also bigger clubs as well. But another chance here for one Taguig.
Aoki slithering through.
Shiro Aoki tried to keep that ball in play. Too much traffic there.
Well, after all, it is Christmas season, we will say. Traffic very common in Metro Manila.
Lalo na sa EDSA. Oh no.
Patience is key, as we know.
Both inside and outside the pitch.
And that's all I could say. Lalo na yung sa traffic sa labas. Saut. Well, let's recall, Tuloy were supposed to play a game last week, right? But that was supposedly against Philippine Army. But in turn, the troopers were actually deployed to help out to the areas that were affected by the floods caused recently by the rains. As there is this foul given up here, and this may just be the golden moment for Tuloy. They will look to put this challenge up against one Taguig.
I mean, Tuloy has that reputation. They're smart when it comes to set pieces. So we'll see if they have a trick up their sleeve for this, a free kick. Seems like Cyril Saud is behind the ball on this one.
What do you think right here? If it were a bit closer, it would have been the sweet spot to blast the ball.
But it looks like he'll cross this one in, just lob it in a dangerous area. We'll see.
That's gotta hurt. Pato Saud wants that one back. Hands on his head. Body language speaking frustration.
I mean, you don't get that chances much often, especially if you're playing against one Taguig. You have to make the most out of it. Unfortunate for the men in blue.
Because when you're a team with limited attacking opportunities, whatever chance you get, you gotta take it by the horns and put it away, as we know.
Definitely. That's why you could see how frustrated Tuloy is as of this moment.
Aoki pulling up the shirt there. Tingnan din natin kung mag-jersey swap sila after this game with Aoki and Gamboa.
Interesting duel there. The right side. You have Hartman. It's really good when it comes to crosses.
That's the exact response being mounted right here from one Taguig after Tuloy had that chance. Hartman doing his thing. That one is wide of the right post. But it's too close for comfort that you have a player who's able to head that. Kahit off target siya, di ba?
I mean, they have to make use of their height, one Taguig. That was a good cross from Hartman, puts it in a dangerous area. Fortunately, couldn't get proper contact. It was off target.
Well, let's remember, right, this Tuloy squad is also very young. A lot of them, pretty much age-wise, are in the college age range, as Chupich secures. Because I did get to see them play in a friendly, just so happens they were playing with a PFL team at that time, Green Archers United. They were only about 15 years old. Now here they are, playing in the PFL. Even as they get older, of course, you expect them to get better and improve. But there's just a technical ability of theirs that just continues to dazzle us all. And this is a bright future for them, as this is way over the bar.
It's very commendable. I mean, at their age, they're playing against more mature teams, players with international experience. And in their mindset coming into this game, kahit sino pa kayo, we'll still keep possession, play our game, we won't adjust. That's something we'd like to see PFL teams have here.
At kahit ganito yung mga kalaban nila, we also applaud oftentimes. Hindi sila takot.
They're very brave, these players.
Tuloy FC would also play against college teams recently, the Tuloy Invitational, and they'd show that they're just on a different level also. Pang PFL talaga sila. They've got to show it to us already right here.
they've deserved this spot. I mean, there are times, I mean, the results, it's not going their way, but they're slowly getting better each game.
Nandun pa rin yung performance kahit papano. There's some days they're able to translate it to performance. Other days they're not.
But again, this is a very young side, a very young squad, roughly mga 20 years old, around that area. And eventually, once they get older physically, they'll be bigger, they'll be better tactically as well. So definitely a team to look forward to in the upcoming years in the PFL.
The process continues, as we know also. Tuloy's program actually did produce a number of players who are in the roster of the Filipino 5. And that's the FIFA Futsal Women's World Cup, as we've mentioned again. And I was saying this also with Glenn Casas in their previous game, with all the different football games here and there, whether it be a match here in the Philippines or overseas. Eat all you can na football, and you love that, right? They try to launch a counter now.
Going back to that, Claro, I mean, I'm just so happy na football's getting more popular and popular per year. I mean, we're already hosting FIFA Futsal World Cup. This is definitely very helpful in the football scene. Hopefully it gets more competitive. We get more teams to play. And, you know, produce top quality players. In the national team level, we also get better.
Hey, it's not every day you say, uy, may World Cup dito sa bansa natin, di ba? So no hesitation. Oh, manonood ako. Patrick Reichel getting through. A bit of the bump also from Kuya Saud. Sato. Reichel. Showing us, of course, you can also compete with this young gun squad of Tuloy. Cheeky here. Breno buries it. You could say one thing, you get to break the ice in the second half. But now it is 6-0.
Beautiful passing there. You could see Sato, the left back, receives the ball, looks up, crosses it in a dangerous area, and just finds Breno at the right spot and heads it in. Tilio tried to catch it, but too strong of a shot. And this is where Sato's quality as a defender, as a fullback, comes into play. Moving forward, delivering crosses, having assists, something you want to have in your defense, contributing to the attack. And I think that's really one component for them. And that's something that will definitely help them in the long run into the season.
I felt the danger already when Sato launched that cross. You just feel it sometimes, whether it be an assist or a goal. You see that ball midway in through flight. There you go. Hiraichi and Reichelt again. Each with a brace. Also Sato with his goal. Breno gets to join that party. Add an assist also to the tally of Daisuke Sato right here. Reichelt. Oh, the fake there. Offside though, unfortunately. Pati ako nahuli dun eh. I got left behind by that fake.
Great find there for Wookie, Chiro Wookie. Tried to time the run. Unfortunately, it was offside. It was through on goal.
Uncharacteristic right there. The ball couldn't meet that unforced error. You often do not see that from Tuloy. When they again have been playing this pace or playing this game to the pace of Taguig, so mas napagod sila.
I mean, that's a challenge for Tuloy, maintaining that intensity mentally and physically throughout the 90 minutes. And you can see sometimes there has been missed passes, missed controls towards the end of the game.
I'd like to remind you also that Sports Tribe is the official match ball of the Philippines Football League. And while you're at it again, head over to FIFA.com/tickets so that you could get more details on the FIFA Women's Futsal World Cup. Also, we have the Minsan Football Show. Minsan lang pag may game tayo. Whenever there's a game in the weekend, we will keep you company with the Minsan Football Show on midweek as Sato forced another stop. Second serving. It's good.
We're looking at the linesman, but no flag raised. It is a goal. It is 7-0 already for 1 Taguig. What a great piece of play there. Again, coming from the left side. Sato moving forward. And luckily, a player was there. Ichiro Awoki, the substitute, booted it in. Great goal again once more from 1 Taguig.
And just to confirm things, of course, it was already 6-0 when they got to score. Now it is 7. And we've run out of words to just describe this top-class performance from 1 Taguig.
Player number 22, Ichiro Awiki.
Seems, Vinny, we have the family friends of Aoki present at this game with the way they applauded that goal.
Definitely. I mean, coming as a substitute as well, scoring a goal. It's a good feeling for a player to make to have an impact in the game. And you can see him here again. A lot of involvement, trying to look for Raichel. Which is a bit of miscom there. But you can see Raichel off screen, asking him to mark Tuloy players.
That is actually his maiden goal right here in the Philippines Football League. As there's a bit of a collision, but you also have to credit 1 Taguig right here, staying professional. Yes, they're up, but there's also that respect shown to your opponent by playing hard throughout the game.
Definitely. You have to keep that intensity up all times. And honestly, that's what they've been doing. And the result of that is a 7-0 lead.
Let's also remember that you're allowed to put 5 foreigners on the pitch plus 1 goalkeeper. Ito yung Tuloy, an all-Filipino squad. As the whistle is blown in this attack.
Playing it fast there. Tuloy FC moving forward.
Chupic, I believe that actually hit his glove right there. As we have a whistle, it's a foul.
Tried to play it fast there. Referee says hold on. But I did see a hand there a while ago.
I did see it hit the glove actually of Chupic. But at the end, the whistle against Tuloy FC.
It was a very fast sequence, that one.
John Diaz showing us a bit also of the dark arts, I gotta say. Well, as we know, some teams will try to bring out the standard textbook against Tuloy and use their height and physique, given that their players are a bit younger.
Yeah, they've definitely took advantage of that. Set pieces.
But with that right, as you get to play against players who are bigger, faster, stronger than you in the long term, if you continue to do that, you're going to improve as an individual. But there is also a clean sheet lurking for 1 Taguig, but they will need to play a perfect game defensively. We have Vakoto and Stephen Ham, the Ghanaian center-back pairing.
They've been a solid pair, those two, alongside Abias and Sato. And of course, their keeper, again, who has 4 clean sheets, who's commanded his defense really well.
Nothing beats a win with a clean sheet, right? Medyo iba kapag panalo tas walang clean sheet and you can see the goal. Shot from distance.
Oof. Speaking of clean sheets, he had to make that save.
Chupic just had to cover that quadrant. Too close for comfort, that's why he tried to go for the save.
You can see Chupic talking to his players. Mark this players, mark that player. You have to stay vocal as a keeper all throughout the 90 minutes of this game to keep that clean sheet.
And now I wonder how Tuloy will sort this out. Well, I think they answered us right away. Corner kick, played it short.
Too strong of a pass there. Could have converted that, Tuloy. Sayang yun for the men in blue.
Screams of up, of course, from Chupic as he's getting that back line and the entire team to re-establish in the middle. So that way you also have that offside trap and you control the midfield. Because the corner kick is as close as it gets after a penalty. Even in the AFC club competition games, they actually have the rule where if the keeper holds the ball for 8 seconds plus, a corner is given to the opponents already.
You have to make sure you distribute fast, but a foot race here.
Away we go now as we look at our breakdown of goal scorers. Reichelt and Hiraishi each with a brace again. They are joined by Sato, Moreno, Souza Diaz, and Aoki. Aoki again. And it gets to connect as it's 8-0 right here for Hartman and One Taguig.
Great play there. Chiro Awoki at the right side. Looks up, looks for a free man there. And you see Hartman running in a dangerous area and just takes a shot. Great inside foot, a lot of power into that. And deservedly, he gets a goal. He's been contributing in the attacking third quite a lot in this match, assisting. But now he has a goal for himself and a very complete performance from the midfielder.
A beauty of a goal right here. Casually done by Mark Hartman. But 8 minutes and change remaining here. It's your 2025-26 Philippines Football League action. And Tuloy FC in blue looking to chase a consolation goal. One Taguig in all white. A big thank you for joining us again on our social media pages. Alongside Vinny Vinculado, this is Claro Manzano. One Taguig searching for that clean sheet and at the same time out to boost their goal difference even more. Let's recall again, they've only conceded 2 goals in this season so far. De Gracia, I believe, wanted a call or felt that his man came from offside. Hartman. The goals conceded, right? One of them actually against Cebu.
What a pass from Hartman all the way to Sato.
Can he keep it inside? Not the case. You gotta applaud the effort though of Daisuke Sato. Always giving 110%, even whether they're up 8-0 or down.
You have to go all the way. 110, you gotta push that extra effort if you want to be champions in this league. I think that's the mentality they have, One Taguig, and each player.
And One Taguig only conceded against Manila Digger, where they lost 1-0, and they conceded against Cebu FC in that 2-1 victory. Siron South gave it to the other side. De Gracia. Six minutes remaining here. Naughty over the top. They'll try to secure in the midfield.
Tuloy trying to make something out of that. But it seems like we do have substitutions. The men in blue. Confirm that just in a bit. But you do have Farnazo and Aguila, jersey number 19 and 13 for Tuloy.
Farnazo a forward and Aguila a defender. Now to get some game experience
Lupango and De Gracia will be sitting out the rest of the match. We do also have one Taguig substitutions that will be happening just in a sec. I do see Dizon and Hamid there, so we'll take a look at that just in a bit.
See the intent actually by inserting Kurt Dizon and Hamid. These two are actually attacking players with Hamid Ajimadi and Kurt Dizon.
They want to have more goals here, one Taguig.
No, we did explain why again with the value of goal difference.
Great opportunity there from the substitute Youssef, the left side, outrunning Tuloy's defense. But it looks like there's a throw-in in Tuloy's corner. You see, they're being flooded by white jerseys from this throw-in. And it is a corner kick, it seems, maybe, for one Taguig. You do have that substitution that I was mentioning. Jordan Dizon going in for Akoto. Frank Akoto, who's done a wonderful job in the defense. But we do still have a corner kick here from one Taguig FC. This Hartman behind the ball will deliver this in. A lot of movement in the box. Sato tried to get contact there. Trying to clear it out to Tuloy. Oma takes it. Just wide. Trying to catch the keeper off guard.
That would have been a freak disaster there. That Tuloy clearance actually went into their goal. We've seen some very rare instances. Things happen. Tuloy again struggling to get forward. But they do so now.
I mean, they want to have a consolation goal at least. You have a foot race here, Biaz and Saut. And a foul has been given. Great work there from Biaz. Tracking back. And another substitution here for one Taguig. You can see the challenge there from Saut. Pulling Biaz down. And it is confirmed Raichel will sit this one out, as Hamid Hajimadi will be substituted in.
Hamid had a very long stint actually with Minjola. 2 stints, we will say. He was their captain. He'll try to give them offense. There you go, hits it wide.
Involvements from the substitutions made by one Taguig, but unfortunately it was called offside. You have Kurt Dizon and Hamid Hajimadi linking up, trying to make something out of that play. But it is a goal kick, a free kick rather, for Tuloy.
Really tough loss right here for Tuloy that is going to be made official in a bit. But as we know, they are going to grow from this.
Only just a couple of minutes left in this matchup. You have Kurt Dizon there at the left side, moving forward into the attacking third. He's attacking and takes it. Ooh, what a goal! Gets it in there from a very, very tight angle. An impact substitution. Just outran all of the Tuloy defenders. That left side. Great play there from one Taguig.
Kurt Dizon in the familiar roll wing, getting inside. Not just an impact sub, but an instant impact right here for him.
You could see him just run all the way in that left flank. And I mean, he just got in the game, so it is expected that he'll have a lot of energy. And he made use of that. And it is 9-0. One Taguig leading against Tuloy FC.
Just the first goal right here for Kurt Dizon. So, One Taguig sharpening in their attack.
I mean, it could go double digits. I mean, additional 4 more minutes into this match. Can be 10 for One Taguig.
But here, of course, Tuloy, if they're going to go down, they're going to go down swinging. Just massive right here with this scoreline. One Taguig were the favorite team on paper, but they had to walk it, of course, walk the talk, or display it on the pitch. And that performance here they pulled up was spectacular.
It is. I mean, from the keeper to the defense, all the way to the attack, they've played really, really well. But another opportunity at the right side. And a chance, another goal. And it is double digits, Claro. 10-0. One Taguig leading. And it is jersey number 23, Yusuf, who gets a goal in consolation time and extra time. But another great pass there from Ichiro Awoki, the right side. I think it's his second assist of the game. You could see the substitutions had an impact into this game.
You see the replay here. Okay, breaking free. He did get to connect also earlier, come up with an assist. That's 2 by my count already. 10 goals, 8 different scorers right here for One Taguig.
Very crazy result here. Lot of goals. But if you're Tuloy, you'll be very disappointed for conceding a lot. Very disappointing result for the men in blue. You can see another opportunity here. Taguig not happy with the 10-0 scoreline. Still want to add that tally. Hartman.
And the thing here, Vinny, is if One Taguig get to score again, that is going to be their 40th goal already in this season. And they're only playing their 9th match. Oh, this is their 8th when you include this.
You can really see how much One Taguig has a lot of firing power. And they've really expressed themselves out here in the attacking third.
Well, let's remember, they want to ensure that clean sheet. The result here is guaranteed already. Clean sheet, though, as we know, can only finalize it at full time.
The right side. With Adimadi here at the right. Ooh, just passes it back. Hartman looks up, crosses it in. Ooh, inches away there for Yusuf. Got contact.
He wanted his brace, we will say.
No foul given. Seems play goes on for One Taguig. Hartman, the left side. Yusuf again. A chance here. Great save from Antio. Dangerous play from One Taguig. But finally, it is out for a goal kick.
Well, those point-blank saves are really tough to make. Antilo, I'm sure, is relieved that they got to deny another goal. Props to him.
You'd expect them to at least relax. I mean, it is just 1 more minute before this match ends. But One Taguig, they still want more. Hence the pressure they're given to Tuloy.
It's the best offense and best defense here, clicking on all cylinders when you refer to One Taguig.
You can see Tuloy FC players just really drained, really zapped out. No more energy.
We mentioned again, they had to play this game to the pace of One Taguig. And with the way we previewed this game, right, One Taguig, it's essential for them to control the pace. That's exactly what they did. It just wasn't their whole midfield and Hartman. And it was everybody contributing all the small bits to come up with this massive effort.
Definitely. But take nothing away from Tuloy. They played their football, just wasn't enough. And there you have it. Claro, it is 10-0, won Taguig. What a match. A lot of goals scored against Tuloy FC.
As we were tracking again in this game. It's not good. We have the stretcher that has to be brought right here. And now the Hiraishi Patrick Reichelt led the way with goal scoring. 10 goals, 8 different goal scorers. We're just out of words right here, but you gotta give props again to One Taguig, as we said. They showed respect to Tuloy FC by playing their game and giving their all. Tuloy FC for this display of character. Unfortunately, though, they couldn't come up with a goal given, you say, their electric style of play or technical ability, which we would often see. Quite a game here at the end of the day. These boys, again, of Tuloy, all Filipino. And we know that they are going to be absolutely dangerous when they hit their prime.
Definitely one-way traffic here, One Taguig. It was really scoring the early moments of the game that allowed One Taguig to build off from. They've had the momentum after scoring that first goal, and it was just an onslaught, the attacking third for the One Taguig players. It was just too much to handle from Tuloy, and they brought that energy, One Taguig, that pressure from the first half until the end of this match. So props to them for showing us a spectacular matchup against Tuloy.
And let's remember also that Tuloy got to hold One Taguig for a bit in the second half. There's a point in time where we still didn't see a goal in that second 45. But it's the end, of course, where One Taguig really got to bang in the goals because they did get to train this Tuloy squad.
And with that said, I mean, that is our match for today. As mentioned, Claro, speechless. With that, we throw it to the pitch interview.
Congratulations on the result of the match.
Thank you, thank you.
What are your thoughts on the game?
Like overall, every game we take as a championship game. Before we know, Tuloy is a team we couldn't underrate. So I feel like we first idea was to work hard. The goals will come automatically, and everyone today, I think, followed perfectly, and we just worked very hard, and then you'll see like the goals just automatically happened. But respect also for Tuloy. It's a very young team, you know, and they're confident, they're brave, and obviously like sometimes you have a day like that, but they have to keep going. I think there's some good talents in there, and then just have to keep going.
What are message to your fans, especially right here?
Yeah, like every time, One Taguig is here to win everything this year. In my opinion, we have the strongest team. We have to just keep going, be confident, keep working hard, and automatically things will happen. Every game as it is, every game is a championship game. If we keep going to every game like that, I have no doubt that we can win this year. And thank you to the fans. Thank you to the fans. All right.